All right, rolling. Tech Talk episode 30, everyone. As customary, I gotta take a sip of something. It's water. Very late night. Been a long day at the office. Disappointing stuff, but also got some stuff done too. But want to end the day by at least giving some information to everyone. So there's a lot's been going on. I had a great recording session today. Things got a little bit emotional because I did bring up, and it kind of jived with what we're talking about with respects to what transpired, um, not just this week, but over the past couple of weeks in our country. So it's been um, I haven't wanted to weigh in on anything for a day, so I took a 24-hour hiatus from things just to, give space for those that are grieved, those that are shocked, and uh, thoughts and prayers with them all. So I just wanted to disclose that here as I get going, because well, it's also a poignant weekend where everybody forgets what it's all about. This weekend is Memorial Day weekend, and it's some people just think it's barbecue season. It's not. It's actually meant to remember the fallen. That we're able to do what we do. For someone like me to be able to have even a show like this or a platform like this is only possible because of the brave men and women that have put their lives on the line and paid the ultimate sacrifice for us to be able to even do something like this and complain about it. So I just wanted to take a mention preeminently because it's Memorial Day weekend also. So it's been a bit of a somber week in that respect. Uh, Still, with that, the world keeps spinning. So I will um, keep those in mind, but also continue forward for those that depend on me, those that need me to do what I do, whether it's this work and that or the other. Uh, Gotta keep going. So it's it's life. Unfortunately, it's not always seemingly fair. Well, I didn't plan those remarks. Those just really came out from in here. So I wanted to share that and somehow, some way, segue over to what's on your screen right now, which is dealersegovia.com. This is my website where I have anything and everything with respects to me. So I've always touched upon this, and that's kind of what this episode is going to be about. It's related to tech and tech censorship, shadow banning, and all that stuff. Um, but it's I'm not going to touch on what has big tech done this week, kind of thing. There is some things that are going on in California as a whole, but I'm not going to weigh on it right now. So, with respects to my show, and this is technically the last that I do in terms of a tech talk. I told myself that 30 would be the last one, and then I'm just going to mold it all into something called a solo show. So what that solo show is going to look like is a lot similar to what I do, something a little more off the cuff and just address certain things. Because by not pigeonholing myself to a schedule per se, by not making it where I have to schedule something out on this certain topic on that day. I don't want to produce something that then becomes irrelevant by the time it finally launches. So I think the solo show is something that is important for me to kind of mold in all together, which would include tech talk stuff. So I'm not just going to call it tech talk. I'm just going to call it the solo show. And I'm thinking that the solo show might be different in terms of the schedule, where the schedule for the main show continues to be Mondays. I actually did make big changes where the show, the video part of the program premieres now at 5 p.m. on Mondays Pacific Standard Time, and I'll show you where it all debuts here in a moment. But also the podcast itself debuts in the morning of the same day. I did that on purpose because, well, podcast listeners that are usually out on the road and looking to view something, it's a distraction. Some people have asked me if I could make it earlier. I think 8 a.m. is the earliest I can make it, and that's also because of post production and pre listening requirements that I need to make sure that everything is good before it goes out the door. So 8 a.m. is the earliest. So that means the distributors, the main ones, particularly Spotify slash Anchor or Anchor slash Spotify. Not entirely sure how that entirely works, but let's just say Spotify. Spotify is and my main show. My main show actually hosted all here. This is a separate feed from the feed that you get from the directory. So if you're using an open source platform for your podcast, for example, if you get the main feed like an iTunes thing, you're not getting the same feed from this one. This is its own feed. So I self-host my show too, just in case, and I'll explain why here in a bit. But what I'm getting at is that 8 a.m. it will debut both on the main distributors and where I self-host here on my website. The difference though is you can also watch it before it premieres at 8 a.m. on my website. So a little bit of an incentive for you to tune in here on my website. So on the homepage is usually the last 3 episodes, and now I'm being more active on the blog and the latest that I get from Instagram, because Instagram, or my most popular ones on Instagram, because Instagram is the busiest and most interactive platform that I'm on in terms of social media. But I'm also across a lot of other things, which I want to highlight with you all, because there's been a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes that you don't know about, and I had to kind of mold everything in. And basically this is like my own version of all my links, or link in bio, or Linktree actually deplatformed me and didn't explain anything at all I did was leave links to some of these same social media accounts, some of which are more now, but they deplatformed me for whatever reason. I don't know what was going on there, and they never explained it. And I made a video to that effect, a tech talk to that effect, saying that I think they're purging conservative accounts, and sure enough, they were. So I started messaging a bunch of different people, including bigger influencer accounts, saying, "Did you notice that your link tree is also down?" Because they didn't give any attention to it. So there was some shenanigans, big tech shenanigans going on. So I figured, you know what? I gotta take matters into my own hands. I did try other services. I am trying Milkshake right now. I do like the idea of having a micro site. So you know what? I'll use a micro site for now. But this landing page, Connect with Andres, is quite literally everything. So here are all the socials that I'm on now. There's at least 12. There's one more that's not here, which I'll show you here in a bit. But the most active ones, I looked at the top line. The ones that I'm not as active, but I have a presence on, all these other ones, some that might look obscure to you. So I'm going to read off all of them. So yeah, Instagram, Gap, Parler, LinkedIn, and some of these places you can also watch the show from there too. So I'm on Vero. I just joined Vero. I want to try that out just in case things don't go out well for me on Instagram. I'll explain soon. And then Substack. So my entire website is actually mirrored now to Substack in case something happens there too. I'm on Getter, and I have big influencers following me there. I recently opened Telegram. I'm having some issues streaming to Telegram, because technically to stream over there, even though I use StreamYard for my main service, to stream to Telegram, I also got to activate it over on Telegram. That's a little frustrating. I excuse me. I do have a presence on MeWe, so that's interesting because I created a group on MeWe, and you can definitely check that out. So it's right now I'm mirroring posts over there and seeing where things go along. So Twitter, I'm now live streaming every now and then to Twitter, so you can also tune into the show there. I'm not active on Twitter, but I'm able to broadcast to Twitter, so I do. So why not? Truth Social, I'm on there every now and then. Same thing with Minds. And you can also tune into the show on Minds too, but I'm leaving it as social media. So now I'm across 8 video platforms, folks. So YouTube, the one that should have been my bread and butter. I've made an episode about me being censored and throttled and shadow banned on YouTube, just because small fish being caught in the big nets trying to catch the big fish. So the revenue is basically nil. It's just all about dried up. So that's why I'm going to explain to you how you can support the show to keep the lights on. So Gap TV, Odyssey, Umaker, BitChute, Rumble, not so much Rumble, but Gap TV, Odyssey, Umaker, BitChute are the ones where I get the most traffic. Rumble, I called them out. They're not responding to me. I'm sending the messages across every social media account that they have a presence on. I don't know why they're not responding to me. I've even made videos to the effect. Maybe I gotta make a specific one just for them to call them out. It's like, yo, are you guys throttling me? Because what is going on? It's been like that for the past 18 months now, and I'm really upset about it, because all the traction I had, they're behaving no better than YouTube. So how do you make 3 cents on revenue? All my videos are monetized. All those views and only 3 cents in revenue. What a joke. But at least I can broadcast from YouTube. So this is why I'm still on YouTube, okay? Because from YouTube I broadcast to Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute. I don't have to upload all across those four. I can just do it from one. And now I'm taking a step further that from StreamYard, awesome platform, I can broadcast to YouTube from here. And now that I'm on Twitch, I can do the same thing. I can do this into D Live. I just tested it today. As of this episode, I am now on D Live. I already tested 2 live streams there. You can also check out those episodes. They're on replay, but I don't think they're going to be there for long. The point is, from one singular source, I can broadcast to Twitch, D Live, and YouTube. And then YouTube from there would then broadcast to 3 other services, which is pretty awesome. So Gab TV and UMaker still got to manually upload, and that's okay. I'm using UMaker as the backend for my website, and it's working phenomenally. And Gap TV, that's my number one sourced traction that I have, the decentralized platform. But as of right now, no way to monetize it. Same thing with UMaker and BitChute. So while I get the most traffic from there, I cannot monetize. And Odyssey, I am trying different things out there because I like the platform. I think it's a very robust platform. I think more people should try it out. And if anything, people should be mirroring their stuff over to Odyssey, because why not? What does it hurt to have a presence across other socials? So now we get to podcast distributors. I am across every single one of these, and every single icon you see here, it's hyperlinked. So you can click to open to that service. So everything from the video platforms to the podcast distributors, including the Android one where you can subscribe, or the Android ones you can subscribe to that, and the social medias. All of these are hyperlinked. So this is my idea of a link tree. And the reason I did this and become a part of all these platforms is to make myself uncancelable, because I don't want to depend on just one source. I want to have a presence in all these other places. And yeah, it's exhausting, but that's all part of marketing. And I'm not paying to have followers follow me like all these other big accounts that they have millions of followers, but almost no interactions. And there's a reason for that. I prefer having a smaller follower account, but more interactions, because they're more meaningful that way. And I've appreciated those that have engaged with me. And I have been able to draw enough attention to get big influencers to not just come on my program, but others to also respond, because I was making my voice heard for those that couldn't reach out to them about certain things. And I'm talking about influencers on both sides of the aisle. So I've appreciated that. And I think I developed enough clout where I don't want to let the cat out of the bag just yet. But there are some big names that have said they're going to come on my program. We're still working out a time and day for that, including major organizations that are pretty renowned. And I'm not going to spill those beans, but this is the level where I've gotten it reached the point where all my hard work against all the odds, against the algorithm, are paying off in the sense of recognition. Now, what they're not doing is helping keep the lights on. So, this is where you come in, because these are different ways you can support the show. If you'd like to subscribe to my podcast, you can definitely do that on Anchor. And your activity there through ad revenue, I'll get some change through there. And I can tell you that so far in the few months that I have been on Anchor this year, because I moved everything over. I think it was late January where I moved everything from Spreaker to here. I can say that Anchor is catching up already to the revenue I generated on YouTube, and that's after not becoming monetized on Anchor for like a month. So it's like, well, thank you. Something look, it's pocket change, but that pocket change goes a long way to at least offset one monthly subscription service that I gotta pay for. So that means something to me. And I appreciate those that have checked out locals, and I'll get to that here in a moment. But another way that you can also support is I am an Amazon influencer account, if you will. So let me open these 2 Amazon ones up here in the background. I also have books that you can buy to check it out. I am working on my 3rd book with respects to my romantic comedy series, The Many Misadventures of Ina Pelagio. So that one's definitely made a ton of progress. I'm so excited to get out the door. I just need to finish the manuscript so I can tell the cover artist on preparing the cover art, but they can't do that without the actual guidance from the manuscript. So I need to finish that before they can finalize it. But I have teased, and I'll open out in the background too. I have teased what the cover looks like, but it's not the one that I'm intending to keep. But if you are a coffee aficionado like yours truly, then the first company to become affiliated with me is Ranger Candy Coffee Company. And I did do an interview with Larry Littlepage after we connected, and he invited me to become a partner with him, which is pretty awesome. And now I consider him a friend. We talk behind the scenes and things like that. And he's a great American, a wonderful person. His heart is in the right place, and he's doing a lot for the veteran community. And my hat's off to him, quite literally. So it's good to know a great American like him. So he roasts excellent coffee, and if you're so inclined, you can definitely go check out rangercandycoffeecompany.com. You can use promo code Andres Segovia and get free shipping. Or you can also hit the link from my website, so then it also know that I'm guiding you over there. So whatever you're purchasing from here, there's no pricing change, like a pricing bump, but whatever you purchase from here helps keep the lights on over here, because it's a referral purchase. So those of you that have, thank you so very much, because not only are you keeping me caffeinated, like I said, it's helping to keep the lights on. And it's different ways that I've gone about to be able uh, to earn some kind of revenue. Now, what I do for the show, if you ever been curious about all the tech that I use in the studio, or even what I use on the day to day, I've made several different bookmarks, but you can also see the entire collection that I have for Andres Segovia. I am not just an affiliate, but also influencer account here, that I earn commission from any of these purchases. Now, these the prices are the same. It's just that because I'm referring you, Amazon is giving me some change, because I say, hey, you brokered a sell, basically. So here's some commission. So these are the items that I use. It's not an entirely exhaustive list, because there's some things that I could still add on here, but some of them are not available on Amazon, unfortunately. But when they are, I will add them. But this is the tech gear that I tend to use. And if you purchase some of this tech gear from these links, they go all a long way to helping keep the lights on. So you go to my user, then technically, there it is. You can see different lists that I've done, such as my tech gear. I even posted some videos here, so soon enough you'll be able to watch more of the show here on Amazon. But that's a little ways off. But most importantly, you can also check out my coffee gear. So these are some of the mugs that I've been able to get. Of course, Batman. My favorite sitcom News Radio. This is a fan made mug, really, really well done ceramic mugs. I have two. And then the coffee equipment that I have, not an exhaustive list, but I'm gonna add more of the ones I just got, and if I like them, I'll put them here too, so you can check them out. So as you can see, there's different things that this is. You do your shopping on Amazon. Hit my links if you check out some of my favorite shows too. If you like them, buy them. It's better that you have the physical copy instead of just the digital copy. These are shows that I absolutely enjoy, and if you buy them just like you would on Amazon, but if you use these links, they definitely help the show. So more importantly, more of like, this is my work, my input and everything. These are the books that I have done. So the ones to the right, so these are the Many Misadventures of Enoch Bellagio, 3 volumes so far. The third one, I Know Where I Am. I've been lost here before. That's the one that I'm currently working on and I'm excited about. So the Many Misadventures of Enoch Bellagio, the printed ones the ones that have already been published are available in paperback and Kindle. The one that's only available in paperback and hardcover is the Andres Segovia Show transcript of the early days, because this guy, it took the life out of me. It's my first written work that I started in 2003, and I think the third book that I published. So this one, pick up a book, people. This is basically a history book at this point. And these are from my more, I guess you could say, political activist days and commentator. Heavily influenced by heroes of mine like Rush Limbaugh, so that should give you a general idea of what you can expect to find in this book. A lot of this stuff has aged very well. Others not so much, but it was still things that I held in belief at the time, which is important because, well, we learn from history. We don't just ignore it. So those are ways that you buy my books. Then yeah, royalty out of it, because these are my works, and I would appreciate anyone that's interested in checking out my works, particularly the romantic comedy series that a lot of people are enjoying. And I promise you, I'm getting the book out in this summer. No, I said spring 2022. So far, I'm still on time. So I'm looking forward to getting out the door. So the last one about how you can support is my locals community. So my locals community is the where I moved off the record. I moved the soundtrack corner. I moved the critic corner. These exclusive shows with co-hosts that I have here, and I'm going to be inviting guests. I've already asked other people to guest host with me to provide more content. I'm even inviting others to provide varied content and information that can only be found here to help other parents navigate the misinformation, disinformation, and other stuff that's going on out there, especially if they're part of a homeschooling network. That I'm in the works on getting them on this platform, so they can at least hand out some informationals for those within those networks. So this is a different place above anything else, and I appreciate wholeheartedly those that have purchased the membership to this. That doesn't mean you need a membership to check out my stuff. It's free to join. There's just certain things that are only available to active supporters because well, they take the life out of me, honestly, and some of them are very personal. So I made that only for the most exclusive supporters. But other than that, generally all the main shows are free right here. Some people have been so moved by my work and research and contribution and my video essays that I've done that that's what convinced them to support me through here. So that's all to say. These are ways you can help support the show, to help support the expenses. StreamYard isn't free. The services to host are not free. The website is not free. All these different things cost money, and it wouldn't be a concern if freaking YouTube wouldn't have been shadow banning and throttling and stifling. Imagine my 1.4 million views would have been revenue. Instead, I'm getting copyright claims being issued at me, just like, and some of them, like, they're fair use, but not just that, other things that tell me you can't monetize this. It's like there's nothing to argue there because a small channel like me can doesn't have the legal backing to be able to take it to them. Says there's no reason you can't monetize this, or videos that have been removed entirely from people's feeds for nothing more than just mentioning something in passing. And there was nothing egregious about it. It just so happens that at the time when the censors were clamping down, they were catching everything. So I won the appeal, but by then the traction was already gone. And it's like, dude, that sucks. And I already covered this in my episode. Am I being censored? So you can actually go see all that over there. But it's been disappointing. But because of all the shenanigans that have been going on, and because of something that I got big going on, for the series that I'm preparing for the month of July and basically August. I've made myself present on all of these because if you don't see me anymore on the major big tech oligarchy platforms, it's because they platform me. And I don't want to be dependent on them, which is why I encourage you to not just to put all your eggs in one basket either. So if you just find yourself on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, I'm not on Facebook. I deleted that, put my money where my mouth is, and I got rid of it last year. Last year was it this year? I forget. Time's flown by. But I'm not on Facebook. Yeah, I've been tempted to go back because of the podcast presence. Like, no, I can't do that. And yes, Instagram is owned by Facebook, but I got an Instagram account long before Facebook actually bought them out. So now it's like, okay, I use it for business and I'm gonna keep it that way. And I have done so. And now this is where I find myself in. So I had to find ways that are I'm able to give back, and through your contribution, also help keep this operation going. So with that, I want to thank those of you that have partnered with me, whether it's been through locals or Ranger Candy Coffee Company. There's other companies too that I'm in the works that are going to be there. Amazon, I gotta say thank you to Amazon. Yes, they're part of the big tech problem at times, but they also given me a way to self-publish my book, and I can't balk at that. So it has been that avenue for me to do so in an affordable way too, where the royalties make sense. And I have really appreciated that. So I can't just knock them, just because they're, well, Amazon Web Services are sometimes part of the problem with censorship. They have been a place of welcoming for me to be able to get my written works out there. So that means the world to me. So I have to recognize that for what it is. But at the same time, I'm also on other platforms, including what Gab is for the alternative economy, or parallel economy, that I'm looking forward to be able to grow more because of my presence there too, and people that have received me there. So thank you, everyone. It's gone a long way. Your support means a lot, and that's where I'm going to leave it. So thank you so very much for for watching my program wherever you're watching. This is actually it should be streaming to, if they haven't taken me down, to YouTube, Twitch. I think it was Twitter or LinkedIn. I don't remember which switch I hit, but it should be there, including D Live. So I really appreciate you all. Thank you so very much for tuning in to this last episode, as dubbed as Tech Talk. This is the cultivation of all of it, and stay tuned for a health and wellness month series of June. I've already conducted interviews with professionals in a field of coaching from different backgrounds, and those that have unique stories that I think are very important to share, especially in a time and place where we wonder what the heck is going on in our country. And some of it's quite literally mental, but mostly spiritual. So I want to take some time to highlight that. And it just happened to, I planned this series out weeks ago, and it happened to coincide with a lot that's transpired lately. So anyway, that's where I'll leave it. Thank you so very much for watching. Take care. Be kind to each other, and I'll see you in the next.